Okay, geometry students, welcome to the homework help video, page 70, these numbers right here. Go ahead and get your book open, please, to the proper page, and let's go ahead and get started. And hopefully we can get some help for you on the problems you're struggling with. Number 6 says, A is a complement of B. That means A plus B will equal 90. A is 10 degrees. Find the measure of angle B. Well, we know they're complementary, which means they add up to 90 degrees. So I'm going to take 90 minus 10, and that's going to give me 80 degrees. So I know the measure of angle B is 80, and that makes sense. 80 plus 10 is 90. All right, number 7. Now these two angles are supplementary. It says C is a supplement of D. So we know they have to add up to 180. Now, this should not, I'm kind of laughing. It says angle D is 1090. That should be 190 degrees. That should be a little circle there. So, and if you look in your book, you'll see that. So we're going to subtract out 109 degrees, and we're going to get 71 degrees. So the measure of angle C is 71, and that makes sense because 109 plus 71 is 180. All right, moving on to numbers 8, 9, and 10. The directions say, determine whether the angles are complementary, supplementary, or neither, and then tell whether they're adjacent or non-adjacent. So let's start with number 8. Let's add these two together. When you add 58 plus 31, you get 89 degrees. So we know they're not complementary or supplementary, so we're going to say they are neither comp or sup. Okay? Now, that's like saying sup. All right. Also, tell where the angles are adjacent or not adjacent. Well, these two angles are adjacent. They share a common vertex. They share a common side. They're side by side. So these two angles are adjacent. Okay, moving on to number 9. If you add these two together, you will get 180. So right off the bat, we should know that these two angles are supplementary. Now, are they adjacent? Well, sure they are, guys. Look, here's one angle. And then in red, here's the other angle. Notice how they share this side. They're side by side, sharing a side. Here's their vertex. So yes, these two angles are definitely adjacent. Number 10, if we add 67 plus 73, we will get 100 degrees. And so not sup or comp, either one. And they're also non-adjacent because they do not share a common vertex. They do not share a common side. They're just two separate angles. All right, moving on now to numbers 13, 14, and 15, I believe is correct. In 13 and 14, the directions say, state where the two angles are complementary, supplementary, or neither. This is a little weird here, so let's just kind of pay attention and let's see if we can't figure this out. I would like to say that 13 and 14 are definitely higher level thinking problems, and I probably would not give one of these to you on a test, okay? But here's a circle. Here's my circle, okay? Now, would not this be 90 degrees? Watch. If I went like this, straight down and straight over. Isn't that 90? Doesn't it look like when it comes right down, it looks like, look, if you're going to have 90 degrees like this, straight up, straight up, and straight over, it looks like we have 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3 spaces. You might not understand. This is a really hard problem, guys, but do the best you can. And notice how this angle here goes up and goes right down the middle between those 3 spaces. Notice the same thing over here for this angle. It goes up and then halfway down the middle. So both of these angles, one angle is half of 90, the other angle is half of 90. So yes, both of these angles are complementary. Again, this is a higher level thinking problem. If you don't understand it, I don't see me giving you one of these in a test or a quiz. I just wanted to throw 2 of them at you to make you think a little bit, okay? Okay, now number 14, think about this for a second, would you please? Look, a straight line would be 180 degrees. Let's see if these two angles would give us 180 degrees, okay? Notice this angle here covers 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's my 1 angle. Do you see that? Now this angle here covers how many numbers? 1, 2. So wouldn't that fit right here perfectly? If I picked that angle up and turned it, wouldn't it slide right into here perfectly? Sure it would. So when you put 1 angle here and 1 angle here, notice they're side by side in a straight line. Yes, they add up to 180. Again, this is not an easy problem. I just wanted to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone and make you think a little bit. I do not see me giving you ones like 13 or 14 on a quiz or a test. All right, number 15, the questions say this: find the measure of the complement of the given angle. So you see the answers right here. They give you this angle in the book, 41 degrees. They're asking you, what's the measurement of the other angle that would make this angle be complementary? Well, we know complementary means the angles add up to 90. So I'm going to take 90 and subtract out 41 degrees. And when I do that, I'm going to get 49 degrees. So what's the measure of the other angle have to be the complement of this angle? Well, it has to be 49 degrees, because 49 plus 41 would be complementary. All right. Let's take a look at numbers 18, 19, and 20. All right, 18, 19, and 20. Now, 18, it says K is the complement of L. So we know those two angles have to add up to 90. Now, one of the angles is 74. So to find the other angle, we're going to subtract. So this would be 16 degrees. So the measure of angle L has to be 16 degrees. And that makes sense. If you add 74 plus 16, you get 90. Now, let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at number 19. Notice P and Q are complements. P is the complement of Q. So we know if you add the two together, you get 90. Now, one measurement, one angle is only 9 degrees. So if we subtract, the other angle has to be 81, because 81 plus 9 is 90. So the measure of angle Q is 81 degrees, and that makes sense. 81 plus 9 is 90 degrees. Now, number 20. On 20, it says find the measure of the supplement of the angle given. So just forget you know the answer for a second. They give you this angle right here, and they say find the supplement. So the two angles have to add up to 180. Subtract out 55 degrees, and you will get 125. So the angle that is a supplement for 55 degrees is 125. Why? Because they add up to 180. Or you could say it this way: the angle that is a supplement for 125 degrees is 55 degrees. Why? Because they add up to 180. Thus, they're supplements. All right, let's look at 23, 24, and 25, I believe. It might just be 23 and 24. Let's see. 23, 24, yeah. Let's look at 23 and 24. Angle A and angle B are supplements, or supplementary. A is a supplement of B, so we know they're going to add up to 180. Now, one angle is 96, so I'm going to subtract that out, and I'm going to get 84 degrees. All right, so we know angle B has to be 84 degrees, because when you add 84 and 96, you get 180. Makes total sense. All right, number 24. P and Q are supplementary. We know this because it says P is a supplement of Q. Or you could also say Q is a supplement of P. That means their sum is 180 degrees. Now, P is 7 degrees, so I'm going to subtract out 7 degrees, and that's going to give me 173 degrees. So the measure of angle Q has to be 173 degrees. And that makes sense, because 7 plus 173 is 180. Now let's look at 35, 36, and 37. Now, the directions for these three problems say these angle ABD and DBC are complementary. Find the value of the variable. So this angle right here and this angle right here are complementary. That means if we add them together, watch, 8n plus 7n. If you add them together, you'll get what? 90, because they're complementary. Anytime two angles are complementary, if you add them together, you get 90. So 8n plus 7n is 15n. That equals 90. Now divide both sides by 15, and you will see that n equals 6. All right, let's try number 36. All right, one angle is 5x, the other angle is 13x. We know the two angles are complementary because the directions told us that. So 5x plus 13x equals 90. Now we're going to add those two together, and we will get 18x equals 90. Divide by 18, divide both sides by 18, and the variable x equals 5. All right, moving on to the last problem of our homework. We know this angle here and this angle here, when you add them together, equal 90 because the directions say they are complementary. So 2k plus 3k plus 10 equals 90. Now, we have like terms here. Let's go ahead and simplify this side. So now I would have 5k plus 10 equals 90. Now you should know what to do next. We bring the 10 over and make it a negative 10. And when we do that, the positive 10 is gone. So I'm left with 5k equals 80. And divide both sides by 5, and you should get 16. So k equals 16. I hope this video has been a help, students. Please continue to work hard, do your homework, call or email if you have any questions at all.